Hello, welcome to our sound tech training at Lake Valley. If you're watching this video, it's because you're already on the sound team or you have agreed to be so, and this is part of your initial training. I want to start by just thanking you for being willing to serve Lake Valley. This is a servanthood role. It's not a role that you're going to get a lot of standing ovations for or applause. It's just a job that's behind the scenes that serves our body and serves our Lord. So I want to thank you. You're playing a role and doing a job that is incredibly important. The reason we're doing this training is that we want, one, you to own that value, that we think you're important and your job is important, but we also want you to be consistent with the way our other sound techs are running the board. Sometimes every individual runs the board with their own style. In some settings that's okay, but for us at Lake Valley, because we don't want to burn you out, we want to give you lots of Sundays off, so we have this large rotation. With that rotation, there are some challenges that we want to address here, and that is we want the board to be run consistently regardless of who the operator is. So if you think we're doing something wrong or different than you would do it, feel free to let us know, but don't just change the way you're doing it because of that. We don't want it to take your personal style, which leads me to another point. This is an invisible position. In fact, if it's done right, your specific personality is not seen because it's a behind-the-scenes, non-distracting role. It's incredibly important. But it shouldn't be one that draws attention to yourself or to those on the team. If that's happening, there's something wrong. And there are a lot of roles within worship at Lake Valley that are just like that. Thank you for being willing to play a role that is a sacrificial role. It's a sacrifice of yourself for someone else. You in this role, in some ways that are small and some ways that are large, you're modeling the life of Christ. You're being like Him. So thank you. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that you as a sound tech are the integral link between what happens on the platform and what happens out in the body. For that reason, we want you to play the soundboard as if it were an instrument. If I played the strings of a guitar and you could only hear one string, it wouldn't be a chord at all. It wouldn't sound like a guitar in some ways. So you are controlling each microphone or each input device is like a string on guitar. And we want them to be balanced. Now there may be some biases toward the lead vocal or the lead instrument for any given time. But in general, we want it to be equal and balanced. That's why it's so important that you play this board like an instrument. It's not a passive position of babysitting, but it's an active position of always listening. Am I hearing everything? It's just an important role that you're playing. If you weren't in this role, we wouldn't have live streaming. If you weren't in this role, we wouldn't be able to produce CDs for people who couldn't come. If it wasn't for you, many people would be discouraged because they wouldn't be able to hear the message that God's laid on our hearts, the music that we've prepared, the worship that occurs. It occurs because of you and people like you who are willing to sacrifice their time. I want to encourage you. Over the next few weeks as you go through this training, really pay close attention to this training. Give it what you can and give it as if unto the Lord, because the better equipped you are, the better the quality of our experience as a family will be. So thank you. I'm really proud to have a team and to be a part of a team that is so willing to sacrifice for others. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the training. I hope it's helpful. Give us some feedback. Thank you.